Hey, what's up everybody, this is Muth24, and today I've got another Halo figure review. This time it is of the Prophet of Truth from Joyride Studios Halo 2 figures. Joyride Studios has done a number of video game figures over the years. I don't know how many they still do nowadays, but I know back in the day they did some Ocarina of Time figures, they did some SSX Tricky figures, they did, I believe, some old Sonic the Hedgehog figures as well. And I've never really had any experience with them, but I know that with the Prophet figures there are none in the McFarlane toy lines yet. They are a bit bigger than some of the McFarlane toys, but I think they're very nicely detailed. Probably not as poseable just because the Prophets always sit in their chairs, but very cool looking, and I think they'll be a nice addition to the collection overall. So the presentation here on the box, we have the Halo 2 logo on the front here. You got Prophet of Truth with his hands up, giving some ceremony on the sacred rings, I'm sure. The Prophet of Truth name on the side there, and then you have Master Chief's face, the Series 7 number there. And Prophet of Truth has always been one of my favorite characters in the Halo universe, as well as one of my favorite video game villains of all time. I love the way that he comes across in the series, as you don't always know early on if he's deceiving the Covenant and he actually knows what the rings really are, or if he's just delusional, believes in this grand scheme of things, or if he's just crazy. I mean, I think that's one thing that really fuels his character throughout the series, this whole uncertainty as to what he's really doing. Anyways, he's a really cool character, and I do like him quite a bit. You got the back of the packaging here, you've got a picture of him from his in-game render, an explanation of who he is, and it's kind of cool with this little explanation here in the box. It's basically written as if it was part of the UNSC, like Oni intelligence or something. So like how they perceive him to be. Some other figures in the line, I don't know why they have him listed again. That seems silly. I don't know why you wouldn't put like Regret or Mercy on the back there. But anyways, you have him pictured again. Then you have the Heretic Elite, which is really cool design as well. You've got the Heretic Banshee, which I think comes with like a minifigure or something. And then the Scion Spartan for the multiplayer Spartan figures. And then just, all the logos for Sculptech Studios and Microsoft Game Studios. So I'm going to go ahead and use my X-Acto knife to cut the plastic from the cardboard backing, and we'll get him out of there and take a look at him. Alright, so here we have the Prophet of Truth out of his packaging, and bring him up close here, and you can see just how much detail there is on his neck there, with like the veins going across, and just all the wrinkles on his face, and all like the detail put into his robes there, and the sides of his anti-gravity chair, even like the little claws on the bottom that act as a stand piece, the crown, the back piece there, the back of the chair. There's just a ton of detail put into this kit. I really do like that aspect of it. One thing I actually kind of wish they had done, and I understand that, with older action figures they don't do stuff like this quite as much, but is if they had made this ring piece on his helmet light up, because I remember in the game it was sort of like a hologram look to it. But even so, really nice detail with the figure and the chair and all of his, adornments there. As for the posability, there's basically only three things that move. His head can kind of wiggle side to side. You can't really get it to do anything else because it's just that single hinge joint. I had kind of hoped that maybe you could like turn the head to look side to side, but can't really do that. And then the wrists will rotate, so instead of having him, palms up like that, you can have him looking like he's holding onto his chair. So in the posability department, really nothing that special, which I kind of expected with this figure, considering that they're always sitting in the chairs. So if this is a figure you're looking at for that aspect, definitely probably not going to be up your alley. But if you're looking for something that's just really cool, like piece to have on your shelf, like video game figures that you collect or whatever, or if you just really like the design of the Prophets, I'd say this is a really cool figure to look at, on your shelf or wherever. But again, there's not much in terms of the posability. He is a bit bigger than most of the McFarlane figures that have come out recently. So here we have Anniversary Chief, and you can see just how tiny he is compared to him. And I do remember in Halo 2 that, when Chief jumped up on the chair and was punching the Prophet of Regret, that he was relatively sizable, even, with the chair there, but that he wasn't that big in comparison. And I think, all the Joyride Studios Halo figures were bigger than the McFarlane Toys ones. But here we have Shadow the Hedgehog, and he's not standing up all the way, but you can see that I think these ones are a little bit more comparable in terms of their size. just because the Sonic the Hedgehog figures are bigger than the McFarlane Toys Halo figures. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this review. Like I said, cool for a figure just to kind of have sitting on your shelf. Not really the kind of thing you get if you want to have a ton of posability. And I wouldn't be surprised if at some point down the road they do like a Series 3 or 4 of these McFarlane Halo Anniversary figures and do the profits as part of those. But that pretty much wraps up this review, and with that, I will see you guys next time.
There is no need to panic. In truth, this is a time to rejoice. A moment that all the Covenant should savor. For the sacred icon has been found. With it, our path is clear, our entry into the divine beyond guaranteed. The great journey is nigh, and nothing, not even the flood, can stop it.